Well, Sunday at Cowboy Stadium, they return with no Tony Romo, and Brandon Whedon will be in there like we've talked about, and they're facing, surprisingly, a 2-0 Falcons team.
A fortunate 2-0 Falcons team. It could have very easily be 0-2, and they've had to kind of rally. But, that's one thing about – we talk about Tony Romo and his ability to come back in the clutch. Matt Ryan has always proved to be pretty good in fourth quarter comebacks as well.
So he was good. They were good late. They were almost out of that Giant game Sunday, down 20-10, and looked like Giants were driving in for another score, and they get the stop, and then he took over, and he's got some weapons. No, I didn't expect Leonard Hankerson to make a big play, but the Cowboys secondary will be tested by that. I also think the Falcons offensive line will be tested by Dallas more than they've been tested the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, and you haven't seen – we haven't complained a lot about the Dallas secondary this year. It's kind of
and that's without Skandrick.
Yeah, that's
their
without
best corner.
Skandrick. I mean, Carr has played very well. You look at it. I mean, I can't even think of pass interference penalty called against the Cowboys in these first 2 weeks. Brandon Carr has been really well. Tyler Patman stands out almost anytime he's out in coverage, and whoever he's handling now. They haven't faced a guy like Julio Jones yet either. Odell Beckham's very good, but I think Julio Jones is even a step ahead of him. Right now, he looks like the best receiver in the NFL through the first 2 weeks. And
they will get him the ball no matter what you do. He is going to get the ball.
Yeah, and he can get it.
I thought the Giants actually, he ended up with a lot of catches. They did a pretty good job most of the game of surrounding him, getting him on the ground.
Yeah. You got to keep it. Try to keep everything in front of you. I think that's the key. And the Cowboys are very good at that.
You're thinking the Cowboys can win this game. I think that they've got a lot against them in his first week. I think Wheaton can win some games. I think it's going to be a struggle, and they may come up a little short here. So I'm going to take the Falcons. What do you see happening? Why do you believe that a Wheaton game plan can work?
I don't think that the Falcons are a very good defense, and I think the Cowboys' offensive line can really control this game. I think they can control their defensive line completely, even the front seven, getting up to the next level. I think Joseph Randle is due a huge game.
And they were down close to 3 yards of carry last week, so it'll have to be better than it was.
Yeah, and I think Joseph Randle could be in for a huge game. I think you're going to start seeing these guys kind of gashing through these defenses. And listen, the first 2 weeks, I don't know that I consider the Giants a very good front seven. I think the Eagles is a very good front seven. I think they have a really good defensive line, and that's a tough test. That's a tough thing to run on. DeMarco Murray didn't even gain 100 yards on the Eagles last year in 2 tries. So that tells you how good the Eagles' run defense is to me. I don't think the Falcons are on that same level. I think this is a step down as far as competition that the O-line is going to be blocking against.
The one key for a Cowboy victory, I would say, is even with Whedon, I think they'll move the ball some. They've got to convert because Matt Ryan in those pressure situations can go get 7 points on you, and so I don't think you can win this game 13-10. I think Whedon will have to put up some points.
And that's an issue for the Cowboys right now. Who do you use down by the goal line to get those touchdowns?
I think Gavin Escobar's got to be involved.
And he does. And at the same time, they tried to back shoulder fade to him, and he just doesn't have the timing right on those back shoulder fades. If Romo had thrown that same pass to Des Bryant's breaking that off quicker.
But those guys aren't coming back anytime soon.
No, they're not. And Gavin Escobar's the key. I thought he might be second on this team in touchdowns this year, coming into the season. I made that prediction, on our preseason video, and the referees took one away from him in the last game, but to hurt my prediction.
And Terrence Williams has got to be there too.
He does. He's
got to merge.
To me, they've got to find a guy too, a running back that can get the ball into the end zone down by the goal line.
And we don't know who that is yet. We'll have to see. Well, it's going to be interesting. That's one thing. The Cowboys have been really, really interesting. They've been winning games, been losing players. See if they can do one without the other.
Yeah.